What's up, guys? Let me see here. Turn these on real quick. It is 11. It is time for Wonder Friends. How's everybody doing today? As you start coming in, make sure that you are putting your names in the comments so we can make sure that we're saying hi to everybody. And we are starting a new week. Yeah. All right. It's Monday. It looks like it's pretty sunny today in Ohio. It is going to be a little cold though, so it's one of those Ohio days that I don't know where you live, but where I live in Ohio, it typically looks really warm outside, but it could be kind of cold. So that's kind of like how it goes in Ohio sometimes. Maybe it's like that where you live. I don't know. What's up, Emily? Good to see you. So guys, we are going to be talking about a whole bunch of things this week. We're going to be doing a bunch of different projects. Some of the projects are going to be cut paper like we've talked about. Some of them are going to be just regular drawings. Some of them are going to make you think a little. We have a bunch of different things that we are going to do this week. It's really cool. It's going to be fun. We're going to be talking about some really cool stuff. I think some really important things. So to get started, to remind everybody, my name is Jason Tharp. I'm the Chief Creative Dreamer at WONDERVILLE Studios. What that means, guys, is I pretty much get paid to make up stuff. It's a pretty cool job. It's what I wished and dreamed about when I was a kid that I would get to do, and I get to do it now, and it's really cool. I love my job, and a lot of the stuff that I'm talking about here is in hopes that if you have some big crazy dream that you would like to chase and you don't know how to get there, some of the stuff that I might talk about here will help you get there. Now make sure that when you go to my website, check it out. Take my free stuff. It's free downloads, PDFs, all that stuff like that for you guys to check out. This week I'm going to add something really cool to it that it's going to be free and available for downloads too. So it's all there for you guys to do. Parents, I need your help. I need you to help by sharing this episode, my page, all that stuff like that. Really limited to the amount of people I can reach. But if you help share it, it helps. It takes 2 seconds. Just hit that share button and we're off and running, all good to go. This week we have a new giveaway going on. Again, giveaway simple. Make you like the page, share the page, and then post a picture in the comments. That's as easy as it gets to enter in the contest. You don't have to put a picture of your child in the photos. It's cool if you just take a picture of the work they did. That's really all I'm doing. I'm just trying to connect kids that may not be connected so they can see kids from all over the place that are doing it. And I'm starting to see that we're getting kids to come in and watch from all over, like all over the place. It's really, really cool. So that sharing really helps me. So that's it. So take a minute, share my stuff, please. It's all free. I'm just doing this just to try to connect more kids. That is the big goal. So I just want to take a second, kids, and I want us to get mindful, right? This is really important, especially this week, what we're going to talk about. We're going to spend some time getting mindful. And how we're going to do that is that we know we just set our paper pencils down, we sit up big and tall, and we just take a big breath. And we just say this. You can either say it out loud or to yourself. I am smart. I do matter. I am me, and I am super fantastic. And we tell ourselves those things just so we can remind ourselves, because sometimes we can get kind of stuck, right? We can feel like maybe we don't know, and these feelings are just confusing. And sometimes we get confused by them, and we'll start to pretend or tell ourselves a story that we aren't really awesome and we aren't super fantastic. And instead we can say bad stuff to ourselves. So sometimes just pausing and reminding ourselves that we are super fantastic is magic for you. So there you go. So I want to take a second and say hi to some of my friends that are checking in here. So what is going on? Emily is in the house. We have Jackson and Dylan watching. What's going on, guys? Good to see you. What's up, Jackie? Good to see you again. Nolan, my man. What's happening, buddy? Mason in the house. We got Harper and Porter. What's up, guys? Good to see you again. Libby is here, and she loves you for drawing. Thank you, Libby. I love that you draw with me. Marley, how's it going? Keegan, Kellen, Kenzie, Kelton. The K's are in the house, representing Connor in Chicago. What's going on, buddy? Good to see you. So, guys, what we're going to talk about today is this idea that I have about feelings, okay? And it's a lot of times and the reason why I want to talk about it is when I was a kid, I really had a hard time understanding all the feelings that were going on. So what I like to try to do now is try to, as an adult, express those things in a way that maybe you might understand a little better. And today's feeling that I want to talk about is worry. So worry, we know what that means, right? Sometimes we could think about it, but the thing I wonder about when I wonder about worry is, what does it look like? So we kind of know worry, right? We've been there before. Have you ever felt any time where you felt stuck feeling like a certain way? Like maybe usually it's like you kind of feel stuck thinking about something over and over again. And you don't know the answer to what could make it better. And that makes you start to worry. That's kind of a version of worry, right? And sometimes that feeling can kind of look like this, right? It could feel like that there's this big storm cloud, even though the sun is out and everything is amazing, it could feel like there's this storm cloud over top of us and we just get stuck. Have you ever felt worry before? What's it look like for you? When you're worrying, are there certain things that you do that you can remember? Like certain things that you do. When we say you do, actions you take, right? Things that we say, things that we think when we're in worry. All those things cause us to do a certain thing. And sometimes we can it makes us feel like we could be stuck. So the question I just have is, I wonder what would happen if we drew what worry looks like. And by the way, guys, just so you all know, all these feelings we're going to talk about, it's 100% normal. Every person that you know has feelings. And every person, I don't care who it is, everybody knows what it's like to be stuck in certain things. Certainly with worry, there's a lot going on right now that can make us worry, right? We hear things maybe on the TV. We hear things maybe from our parents talking. We hear things maybe just from like our friends that we're talking with, like through texting or FaceTime or even things like this, or we can worry that maybe we won't see our friends again or our teachers again, and we can kind of get stuck in there, right? And it doesn't make us necessarily feel good. But what my goal is to help you start to understand when we're feeling worry, we raise what we're aware of, right? We start to realize what we're thinking, and then we decide to maybe take a different action than what we normally do. And so we're going to talk a little bit about that. But first I want to draw what worry would look like with you. So that way we can kind of talk about, we can see it. So we can start to see it and start to recognize it. And then we can come up with a good game plan that will help us get through worry. Sound good? So all we're going to need today is some markers and paper. We're going to keep it really, really simple today. Kick off the week with just some good old drawings. We're going to do a little warm-up drawing, and then we're going to get right into doing it. Is it Janessa? I think that's how I say it. I hope I said that right. It's good to see you. How's it going? Holly, what's going on? Thanks for checking in, guys. So I'm going to switch over to the other camera, and we are going to draw this. So let me switch over here real quick. Okay, so first thing we're going to do, like we always do, we're going to do a little warm-up drawing. We're going to get those. So what we're going to do is, let's do some hand stretches. Let's do some finger rolls. Let's do some push-ups. All right, we're ready. Okay. Now, what we're gonna do? Let's just get this out of the way. Let's just get this warm-up out of the way. And all I'm gonna do for a warm-up, and remember, we do these warm-ups. It's nothing more than just to get the junk out of our head and get us in a place where we just want to make something creative. So all we're gonna do, I just want you guys just to make a shape. I don't care what shape it is, any shape, period. Now, when you look at that shape, remember, we can spin it, we can flip it, it can go any way you want. I'm just going to, watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to just spin mine, and wherever it lands, I'm going to draw. Right there. Perfect. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to draw this thing, and I'm just going to try to turn it into something. I want you to do the same thing, just with your doodle. There's no right way or wrong way or anything. I just want you to turn this little thing into something. And I don't care what it is. There is no right answer to any of this. Just turn it into something that gets your creativity going, and it gets you just thinking a little bit and gets you ready to maybe try to do something new and different today. And it shouldn't take that long. We're just making some shapes. That's all we're doing. Just making some stuff. Just do whatever you want to do. Even if it's just scribble all over the page, it doesn't matter. We're just going to do something like this. So, check it out. I did it. Boom. Just like that. We just did a drawing in a very short amount of time that just gotta stop and thinking about all this stuff and just gets us thinking about being creative. That's a really super, super simple exercise that we can do to kind of get all the clutter out of our brain. So a great way to do this is just make a bunch of scribbles all over the page. It's just drawing things upside down. It's just drawing things. Maybe if you're right-handed, draw left-handed. You can do all kinds of different things just to kind of get your brain in the mood to make something creative. So that's all we're doing. We get rid of that one now. We could just flip the page to a new one. I put these papers behind the page because the marker bleeds through, so it's easier to not see. So we're talking worry, right? So when we think about worry, I would think that when we're talking about worry, right? Worry. Some of the things that I can think of would be like our face, right? What does worry look like on our face? I don't think we'd be smiling. I think a lot of times maybe on our face we have like a straight line, right? Kind of like there's not really happy or sad, so maybe our face is just a straight line like that. And then how about our body? On our body, do you think that people stand upright? Or do you think that sometimes in worry it feels like there's maybe a heavy weight on our shoulders and it makes us kind of feel like we're slumped down just a little, right? Sometimes worry can look like that, right? Like we just kind of, look, the weight of the world is on our shoulders and we don't know what to do, right? And then if we talk about our mind, M-I-N-D, almost spelled that wrong. Sometimes in our brain, right? If we have our brain, sometimes in our brain, it can feel like there's a big cloud over it, right? Like there's just this cloud and it's foggy and it's hard to see things through it sometimes because all these this worry we just think about all the time of what could be wrong, right? And how do I fix it? And sometimes you just can't fix it, right? And it's really hard to let go of that because everybody wants to fix something. So these are some things that we need to think about when we're making our character, right? Now, again, we aren't making this stuff to make sure that we're making worry happen in our lives. We're making this stuff so that way we can start to recognize when we see worry. And it's really important to understand, too, it's not just seeing worry in ourselves, right? We might have a parent or a sister or a brother or somebody else in our family that worries too. This stuff like this is a great way to help us so we can help them, right? If they're feeling stuck, we can be like that unicorn, sprinkle some magic in their lives, right? By us recognizing what those things are. So I'm going to set this here just as kind of a little reminder for us. And I think what we're going to do is we're just going to make a pretty simple character of what worry could look like. So what I'd like for us to do is just make kind of like a squishy triangle, a little bit just like this, okay? So there's just a little squishy triangle, and I think that we talked about on the face, right? The face is just a straight line, right? That's the mouth, right? So our mouth, right? We express so much through our mouths, like the way that our mouths, if we have it up, right? We know it's a smile. If it's down, it's kind of a frown. If it's just straight across, it gives us a little bit of worry, right? I think that it'd be kind of fun. We can add some fun to it. We can give this character a couple teeth. I think would be kind of fun. And if we want, we can put these little things on the end, and it kind of shows the edge of the mouth, right? Now, I want to just put, for a nose, we're just going to put an oval right here, and we're going to color this in. Okay? Just like so. Now, we are going to make, let's see. Let's put some eyeballs on here, right? So, eyeballs. Those are just our circles, right, with circles inside of them. Those are our eyeballs. Now, remember we talked about before a lot of times that we can express a lot through our eyebrows as well. So think about your eyebrows, and maybe a good exercise for you to do after we draw this is to go stand in front of your bathroom mirror and think about worry and think about how it would look on your face, right? In a way, like a lot of times I think worry would be like this, right? It's not necessarily sad. It just is a worried look, right? So we can do that easily by just putting little rectangles on each side, right? And kind of overlapping the eyeballs a little, and it gives that look of worry, right? Now, let's say that this person, let's give it like a curly hair right here on top. Because even though our character is about worry, we could still make it funny, right? It could still be a funny character and have a lot of good times with making a funny character. And I think for ears, I want to do like these two little droopies like this. And then I want to have some fun by making some swirly like hair like this around it. And we can totally, let's make some sounds when we do this because I think it'll be a little bit more fun. We go, right? And we did the same thing on your side. Boom. Now, even look at what happens when we have a little bit of a droop like this. It even makes it look like worry even more, right? But at the same time, isn't this character kind of funny too? So it's completely fine. Now, let's put a body on it. And for a body, I just want you to put a little rectangle, just like this. All right? And for legs, we're going to put 2 long rectangles on each side. And I want you just to put some stripes on it. Just like that. Now let's put some little feet. Those things are like little hot dog shapes, right? Or if you have another idea for feet, that's cool by me. You can do any kind of, like if you want to put some big shoes, little shoes, no shoes. If you want to have like one toe, if you want to have like a peg leg on it, you can do any kind of thing like that. Now remember we talked about the body, okay? And a body we talked about in worry, our body seems heavy, right? And it doesn't, so we wouldn't have our characters with his arms up stretched out, right? The character's arms would be just kind of down the side. So how we're going to do that is right beside this body. I just want you to just draw a straight line down on each side. And remember we talked about a bunch of parallel lines. We're going to draw a parallel line right beside that line that we just did, right? But leave the sides open. Now, we're going to put some hot dogs, right? So just a couple hot dogs shapes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 on each side, right? And let's put a little, like it's a little t-shirt graphic, like it's got something on a shirt. And let's just make sure that everybody knows that that's worry, right? And if we want, we can put some like polka dots on his arms just to have some fun with it. And even put some little dots here. And what if we put like some little hairs, you know, maybe, because it kind of looks like maybe like a dog kind of character a little bit, right? Could be, who knows? We could put some little marks on the teeth. So you can add little details to this character as you start to make the finished part of it, as you start to finalize it and do that and stuff like that. You could always go back in with your markers. You know, if I'm going to just do, I'll show you like one side, I'll finish drawing this one. After this is done, I'll finish coloring it and I'll post it up on the comments so you guys can see how I finish it. But we can add stuff like this. So, just so you guys know, if we look at this character, right, and then when you're done, make sure you sign it so everybody knows who it is, right? Now, reminder, this character looks funny, right? He's a funny character, all that stuff like that. So even people that are funny all the time can still worry, right? Just because if somebody's super serious can still worry. Somebody that seems like they have it all together and they always seem right can still worry. Moms and dads, grandmas and grandpas, all these people that are big and brave still worry just like you. So if you feel like that worrying for you is a bad thing, understand everybody knows it. Everybody worries. It's a normal thing for us all to worry. But the good part about worry is that there's always hope that things will change. So my hope is that that helps you understand a little bit more about worry, right? As you start to see it, you can totally change your world and other people's worlds, right? Just by starting to pay attention to the fact that like worry is completely normal. Don't beat yourself up if you feel like worrying sometimes. It's normal. Here's a good way if you feel ever stuck in worry. There are adults around you that you trust, adults that you look up to that will totally help you get through it, right? If you talk to them, you talk to mom or dad or your different parents or your grandparents or somebody else or even other friends, and you talk to them about worrying, sometimes it's scary, right? It can be really scary to talk about your feelings. But sometimes what happens is if you talk about your feelings, you feel so much better afterwards, and you realize that it wasn't so scary to share how you were feeling to somebody else, and you'll find that they felt the same way, and you will feel much better just by knowing that other people feel the same way you do. So I'm going to say some hi to some more friends here. We got Maddie and Ella. What is going on? And Ariel is there. How's it going? Good to see you. Thanks, Elena. I appreciate that. So the books, so all the giveaways we put in, I commented on the two winners that gave away. I don't remember the names right off the top of my head, but they have been notified. Don't worry, if you didn't win, there are going to be contests every week. We start a brand new one this week. So you only win once, so everybody's going to have equal chance. It's just kind of a random thing. We just really kind of put names in a hat and draw. Pretty much how it works. I don't have any sort of rhyme or reason for it. I just pick them at random. So if you got a message, then that's how you found out that you got it. If not, just keep entering. Promise everybody's going to win because there's only so many people that watch, and I'm not repeating winners. So there's definitely going to be that. So guys, I just want to talk about real quick our wonder word, right? We're going to talk about it all week. It's feeling, right? It's feeling. Now, feeling is a thing, right, that we think. And most feelings are thinks, right? And our thinks make us take action, right? And those actions and all that stuff like that can determine a lot of how we feel. So we're going to start talking a little bit about how we get in touch with those feelings and how we can share those with people and all that good stuff like that. Make sure that you also can check out like a lot of my books that are there. They're on Amazon, all that good stuff like that. You can check them all out, and we can totally do that. Other drawing videos are all on YouTube on Wonderville Studios. Our wonder work of the day. I want you to finish your drawing of worry, right? Post it in the comments. I want to see them. Talk about, like, maybe you can write some words, times that you've worried around that. As you're working on it, think of times that you've worried, and we can kind of build on that, right? So, and then tomorrow's supplies, what we're going to need is we're going to need some markers, have some colored paper, some scissors, tape, all that stuff like that. I think we're going to do a little combo of cut paper along with a doodle and really kind of have fun just making a scene of something. So if you could bring those things tomorrow. I like unicorns, and Unicorn Week was cool too. I had a lot of fun doing that. And we will definitely continue to keep drawing unicorns. It's like just been a whole week of it. Now we're going to do some other stuff, so we're going to add some other unicorn things in there too. So guys, I just want to remind you once again that the key to happiness is embracing your unicorniness, right? You can't leave right now, and things are kind of hard, and things can make us worry and all that stuff like that, but you can still sprinkle your magic on somebody else's day just by being you. You can leave a note on the door for somebody going by. You can make something cool in chalk on there. You could paint a rock and leave it for somebody. You can make little notes that maybe there's a walkway. I saw when I was out walking yesterday with my family, I saw that somebody wrote all these nice messages on the bike path just as reminders, because sometimes other people just need a little bit of magic to feel better. So be the unicorn, sprinkle your magic on somebody else's day, and I'll see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. See ya. Bye-bye.